Well, I suppose I'll start by saying Happy New Year to everyone. It's, I think, the 17th of January, so I'm a bit late. I've excuse me. I've had a chest infection for probably 8 days. I haven't been counting, but I've been in bed and I've been terrible. I don't like not being well. They say it's man flu and men are worse. Well, I am, I admit it. I'll try and work through it if I can, but this knocked me off my feet. So I've just stopped now to get some refreshments and that for the day. I'm not really looking forward to it, but the show's got to go on. How long do you stay off work for? I don't know. So, got a nice little tidy up job to do today. I will be filming it along the way. And as I say, just let me eat this sausage roll. I'm absolutely starving. So I will be filming it along the way. I'm going to put my body warmer on, my gloves on, my hat on. Do my best. And if I feel ill, sick, whatever, too cold, no, I'll call it a day and then go in when I feel a bit better. But it's the first day back and it's going to be a full day. Let's see how it goes. So yeah, all the best to everyone, and I hope you enjoy the video. Okay, so we're here and it's not much, it's not a jungle or anything, but it just needs tidying up, shaping, you know, the likes of the euonymus, just shaping up and things. There are a few weeds in there, so I'll be tackling that. This needs to be reduced a little bit. It's okay, but just reduced slightly. So basically, just keep it on top of it. So just a quick prune, not much really difference to see until it's all cleared up. I mean, there's lots on the floor, so I'll give that a clear up now and see what it looks like once all that's gone. There's a lot of bulbs in the ground as well, so it's not grass. It looks like grass, it looks like weeds, but it's not, it's bulbs, so we'll go through them. These phormiums are one of my favourites, but you've got to get in and get all the dead off. Yeah, some of it will pull, but some of it's like absolutely, you know, tough as old boots, and it won't pull. You've got to just snip it off. So I'll get in there now and get all these little dead bits out. That'll look better. One of my favourites. I'm just taking the blower through all the bulbs and everything just to get all the debris out, so you can just see if there's any grass or any weeds and just really see the difference between what's what. But it's the same as what we did on the lawn, and it does do a good job to clean everything up. Well, I always find tidying up is a double-edged sword, because I like it to look pristine, but obviously there's so many bulbs and small plants and things growing around. It's like a cottage garden. It's the style it is. So I'm just going to take the claw, the 3-pronged claw over. I've gone over it with the grubber and I've checked for any weeds, and I couldn't find. I mean, I've took out the ones I found, but I didn't find loads. So just go over it with the grubber. Took out a few dandelions, and I'll just take this over it now. And obviously, apart from the clearing up, and we'll see what it looks like then. So that just needs tidying up now. There's not much else that can be done here. There's so many bulbs and things. It's the first tidy up. It's not a regular job. I don't know if we've got it regular. We've got to negotiate about that. But if we do, then we'll let the bulbs do their bit, and then we can tackle it after that. So I'm going to go through to the back now, and we'll see what's ahead of us in the back. So it's your usual, it's, you know, quite tidy. Someone's been cutting the grass, but as you can see, they've declined on getting the leaves up, which don't look much, but once you start getting them all up, as you know, there's plenty of them. And then there's a lot of grass and weeds, and the edges of the lawn aren't straight. I will get them better, but again, if it's going to be a maintenance job ongoing, we can get them better as time goes. Again, it's all inside there. A bit of pruning on this mahogany just to make it a bit better. Again, I've said it before and I'll say it again. There's certain times to cut plants and certain times not to, but when you're a gardener and you're coming for the first time, I can't say, well, I'll be back to do that, or I'll be back to do that, or I'll be back to do that. You've got to do it while you're there. The chances are 99.9% you're not going to kill them. Of course you can, and of course you can get disease, but they can even if you do it the correct way at the correct time. Nature is a funny old thing, and nature wants to grow. That's my argument. And as I keep saying, I've had 30 years experience. I don't know everything. I don't pretend to know everything. All I know is I do things through experience, after trial and error and trying things, and I've found them to work. So the likes of that mahogany, it's got the flowers on, you know, it's going to get cut. And that's that. The leaves are going to be coming up. Bit of this cherry's going to be taken out. It's just neatened up basically. And again, all the way around, someone has kept on top of the things, so you know it's not a jungle. But you say it's not a jungle, it's certainly not neat. There's definitely work involved. And if I do get the job as a regular job, the lawns are going to get treated. I think we did discuss that when I seen the customers, but I can't remember what's been said. But yeah, it's all getting tidied up. Again, that border over there is just similar. All weeds, all leaves. Doesn't look much, just because things don't look like a jungle. Don't think there's not a lot of work to do. The likes of this. A lot of leaves. Just a bit of licking it into shape. So I've forgot my tripod today. I've left it at home, so I haven't got a tripod. So I'm just going to do bits of filming as and when I can hold the camera and show you. So I'll see you in a bit. Excuse me. Excuse me. I've decided to cut down a bit. Oh, excuse me. This viburnum. I did say cherry before. I do apologise. It's viburnum. I'm just going to cut it down, make it neater, and I know I'm going to cut the flowers off. The advantage of that, well, the advantage of cutting it is obviously to make a neat shape. That's the only advantage. You are going to lose the flowers. Chances are you are not going to kill it. Like I said before, anything can die at any time, whether you do it right, wrong, whatever. But if they're slim, plants hardly ever die. But that's not what I'm saying. I'm going to cut it there, but the advantage, the small advantage I've got now is it's flowering and I'm going to miss the flowers. But it is January and they are not in the garden. They're not using the garden. So most people aren't using the garden. So, you know, cutting something that needs cutting. I certainly wouldn't cut it if I didn't have to. But I think myself personally, I'm here to tidy the garden up, and that is scruffy. And I can't turn around and say, I've done my best, the garden looks good, when that's left like that. I must point out as well also, sorry, there's hedges that need cutting, but I'm not cutting the hedges because it's a separate issue. So any of the hedges, the backdrop, excuse me, still not well. Any of this backdrop does need doing, but it's going to get done on another date. So I'll get on with cutting this. Just going to blow some leaves out the way, so you know, get the leaves off, and I'll mulch them up, and so just so I can see any weeds or where this ivy is coming from. This ivy is a nuisance. This is a slate excuse me, slate path, and it's growing all amongst the slate, so just that alone is a pain. Makes a great difference though once you can get the leaves out the way. You can just see where everything's starting from and where it's growing from. And under the hedge, well, it's on the right, it's behind me now. There was no fence, so I had to be very careful that leaves weren't blown underneath onto next door's garden, because you know they didn't come out and say anything, but you know they can. If they think you're being, you know, you're putting them under there on purpose or anything like that, but we wouldn't dream of doing that. But they don't know that, you see. They just see you blowing leaves, and if a couple do blow under, they just might think that's your intention. And, you know, it's certainly not. But I was pretty careful. And this is all going to be getting weeded and cleared up. Day 2, folks. It feels like deja vu.
I'm sitting here, just got some more snacks for today. And I'm not a fan of sausage rolls. They're probably one of my least like sought after food. If I went to shop or any like, you know, Greggs or Sayers or anywhere like that, anywhere that does cakes or pasties and things, bakery, they're probably one of my least. But I've got some stuff together today, obviously to keep my energy up. And there's a little hop cabinet, and just the smell of them, it is unbelievable. So I got one yesterday, I've just got one this morning. I'm just going back to the job today, but this was just a little quick tip. You know, I like to give you a few little tips. You all might have your own way of doing things, but I've smashed 3 flasks. 3 I've rolled off my seat, or they've rolled off my seat and broke, a couple of them. And one rolled off my seat, went down the side of the door, and then when I opened the side door, flew out the side door, smashed. And there's nothing worse than breaking a flask, especially when it's cold and you need a nice cup of tea or coffee. So what I've done, little tip, if you don't want to do it, don't do it. Ignore all the food. What I've done is I've got one of these, are they carabiners or whatever they are, that's attached to my seat belt. Obviously there's no one using the seat belt for now, but and I've linked on a little key ring with a tag. So my flask doesn't roll off the seat, and all I do is just take the quick release off and then use my flask, which is great. There's a little tip of the morning, and I'm off to do a bit now, so obviously you'll catch me up in a few minutes on the video. So I'll see you when I get to the job.
Well, it's a cold one this morning. The pond's got ice on it. Not very nice. Just a little bit of old school weeding today. So it's getting these weeds out the borders. We'll clear them up and then we'll see how it goes from there. So that's what I'll be doing for the next hour or so. Okay, well, I'm weeding away, and the last thing I expected was snow. But we're getting it. Don't know if you can just see it. Maybe not. No. Let me turn you around. I mean, it doesn't really matter. You all know what snow looks like. Yeah, just see it, catch it now. But yeah, I didn't expect that. So I've still got plenty of weeding to do and plenty of tidying up to do. Okay, well, I'll get on with that, and the next time you see this might be snowed under. It's only 10 minutes later. Oh, excuse me. See me getting snowed in. So, a bit of in-depth weeding going on here. So just trying to show you the edges. I don't think you can see them. The edges won't end up being brilliant, but they're going to be a lot better. But you'll see it'll be apparent when it's done. So I'll get on with that. Well, we're back. This is the 3rd day, and Monday is supposed to be the most depressive day of the year. It's Blue Monday. We're having none of that today. We're just going to get on with the job. I didn't expect it to be 3 days, but I haven't been well and I've still got just a slight cough still. It's still lingering, so I'll just go round the back now and we'll see what we've got to do today, and then we'll get on with that. Hopefully we'll be done by lunchtime, something like that. Let's hope so. See you in a sec. As you can see, I'm doing the usual, but this mower just takes it down to dust. It actually does go down. It looks like sawdust or bits of compost already. I mean, that'll probably start rotting within 24 hours. I mean, you seen the pile a minute ago. So it's all weeded up now, tidied, and I'm going to get the rolling mower out now, just take it over. I mean, it's probably not going to look that good. It needs some rain, to be honest with you. On this picture now, this all looks really, really muddy, but I'm looking over the phone and it's just a little bit dirty. It looks like grass to me when I'm looking at it, but on this picture, it looks like mud. It really isn't. So I'm just going to try and get some stripes in, and then I'll just define the edges with the hoe, and that'll be it, done. Excuse me, I haven't recut these edges. I've just scraped the hoe down to straighten them a little bit. They were, excuse me, bear with me. Excuse me. They were a bit concerned about the last gardener making the edges shrink, so I didn't take too much off anyway. I haven't recut it, just scraped them down neater. And again, I do not think them stripes are any good, but we've took it over and just tried to do it. Need some rain, really. As I said before, that really isn't as bad as it looks on here, but it certainly doesn't look good on here. But yeah, I haven't cut any edges. These, I've just got the soil back to, demarcate them again and show them off a bit, but they do need recutting. But again, they were a bit worried when I first came about them being, see, these need straightening. But again, that's all. I don't know if I've got the maintenance or not. I'll have to discuss it with them. And then we've just tidied up down the bottom as well. But this is the 3rd day, and I really didn't think it was going to take 3 days. But what you do, if it takes 3 days, it takes 3 days. And that's it. And there's still probably plenty to do anyway. So again, we've just got things sorted down here. This did have bark on, but there's not much bark left. I mean, people think when they put bark on, it'll stay forever and it'll keep the weeds down. It does help keeping the weeds down, but the weeds still get in, and also the worms and other things, wood lice and everything, all sorts of bacteria eat it, and you'll be amazed how fast, say, a ton of bark can disappear. So a couple of these have been pruned, and all this, there's been a bit of mulch been put back on there. So yeah, it's all tidied up, all usable. And again, that doesn't look the greatest, but it's the first time tidy up. And this is what I said earlier, it's a double-edged sword. I love doing them, but I also hate doing them as well, because I like to get a garden, obviously green grass, stripes, no weeds, no moss, borders, no weeds, edges straight. Well, you can't really do all that on the first initial visit. Excuse me. So yeah, hope you enjoyed that. I'll have a meeting with them about the lawn, see if we're going to do that, and if we are, I'll video that. And so you might see this garden again, or you might not, so we'll play it by ear. But thanks for everyone who does subscribe, I really appreciate it. And if you've not subscribed and you're watching this video, please subscribe, see some more, watch us on the next video, and I'll see everyone who does join us on the next video. Thanks very much.